Hey, I'm Bebchuk and I'm a software engineer at Wix. I want to start by telling you a story. A few months ago, my product manager came to me and said, "Hey, we want to build a new page that includes some components. Most of the components already exist in the company and were written by other groups, so it should be really quickly. Just copy paste them." Well, just copy paste them. It can't really happen to me. That's not good, but let's do it in the best way and start from the first component. The goal, as I got it from my designer, includes two different cases. In the reality, there were much more than that. They have few things in common, like title and subtitle. The input must include many validation, the texts are different, and the styling is different as well. This unit will probably be shown in many places in the company product. I started to look at the code of one of those components, and that's what I found. The existing component is a part of a modal that includes also another component. The data of both components is saved by the same save button. The Redux story includes a lot of things. When I wanted to understand what is done during the save, I saw that I have a weird function that is implemented in different repositories. Okay, the current code was long, messy, coupled to the current project specifications, and mainly can't be moved, surely not as is to my new page. It won't be quick, first, or easy. I wish I could just copy paste it. So, what could be a solution? As I said before, this component can be used in many places in the company code. We want it to be as easy as copy-paste to use it, with the respect of giving developers the option to modify it at a few points. It's called platform. What is a software platform? In my words, we all use platforms, either when using Create React App, using APIs of an external library, or implementing COM extension. Not only that, if we develop as a part of a bigger company, we use platform when programming on top of our company platforms. So hey again, I'm Bebchuk, and in my current position, I'm an engineer in a platform team. My goal is to give the developers the programming on top of my platform to concentrate only on their logic and needs and not on the common things that without my team would be done by each team separately. Every piece of software begins with a single line of code and goes from there. When the codebase becomes big, there are more things that are done multiple times. To be efficient, there's a need to build common abstractions, interface with internal platforms, and handle common issues. Why is it good? Okay, so first of all, it enables fast delivery of products because less development and testing is required. It enforces standards for projects within the company, and it improves the quality of reused code parts. It reduces development and maintenance cost. Prevent risks by reusing the previously proved solution. You will not recreate bugs over and over again when you implement another duplication. It gives us a better project estimation for time and cost because we know some parts that already exist and can be used, so we won't need to implement them again. And mainly, it prevents teams from reinventing the wheel over and over again by solving common problems. We want to let the developers do their job and not the common job. Let's get back to our example. I want you to change your mindset and think as a platform. I know it sounds hard and reserved only for big companies and their infrastructure teams, but actually, I believe that each and every one of us can do it in our daily work. When thinking as a platform, we want to break it down into small parts so every part can behave as a platform. So again, we need to create a component that has a title, a subtitle. In case A, we want to show a button with text and an input with given values. In case B, we want to show all as text and add a link button. For the input, there are many validations that should be done. When the input changes, we want something to happen. We want to think as a platform, so we need to think of our next users. What will they want? If someone, now that's us, will want to use this component in the future, what will they want to be done on our side? What will they want the control on? We want to look for the places of double duty and reduce them. Not only that, what if we don't support what they want? How easy would it be to extend the component in the future without introducing breaking changes? In my opinion, and in our specific case, they will need to give us conditions to show each part of the component and its UI, and they will be happy that we, as the platform owners, will manage the validations for them. They should be the same validations for all the places that has this input in our company. On the other end, they will probably want to control the on-chain callback because our future users probably want to save the data in their own databases or to do something else with it. Let's go quickly to the implementation. Our API for the platform, in that case a component, will have a title, a subtitle, a condition for showing a case, a text for currency and for the current input, and a callback for don't change. In our implementation, we will render the title and the subtitle, and by the condition is A, we'll decide which sum component will show. For case A, we'll render the given text and an input with a given value. When it's changed, we want the common validation to be invoked and then to give the users the control of what to do with the new data. For case B, we'll render the given text and render a button with a link to a common URL. What will we get? Our users means every developer that will need to use our component will just need to import our component and pass the relevant and specific fields, while we will manage all the shared logic and UI in one place. Yes, it's that easy. I think that every engineer should always think if he has an opportunity to create something reusable. Okay, that's amazing, I convinced you, but what are the challenges when building the platform? First of all, deprecations become really hard. We need to think of all of the users that use our platform because we're gonna break them. The process requires ask them to change the code, assign a deadline, or change it by yourself in their code. And probably it won't work as expected. Do you know the feeling of a new version of React which deprecates a useful lifecycle, and how annoying is it to change it? So that feeling. And from the other side, the component side, let's think about our platform component. What if we need to remove something from there? We'll need to ask all the users to remove them or to put an ugly default on our side. As a direct result, API worth thinking. We have users. How does this technical decision affect our developers? How can we make this change easier for them and for others' team to adopt? So in that case, I'm the owner of Alice, my dog. But in the platform case, who is the owner? What happens if someone needs a specific thing on top of the platform? Who implements it? Where's the platform code at all? And in the platform component, what if someone needs a specific tooltip on top of the component? Maybe another theme. Who's gonna do the work? As a platform owner, you need to convince others to use the platform and trust you. It requires design for testability so the users will be sure that they integrated correctly. But is it always a good idea? Well, let's think about a simple server that has a few endpoints and integrates some calls to data. If we think as a platform, we might take this simple server and implement it as a long file that imports from many places and exports all, so the users won't be dependent on any specific thing or structure. We'll do it so open to changes so we don't even ask the user to use REST API. Instead of a simple implementation, we have a difficult code base that it's hard to maintain, takes much longer time to develop, and requires over-engineering. To summarize, we all use platforms. It exists in our daily work. So in the next time you create or refactor something, think if it works to build it as a platform. Look for the opportunities to create reusable things, do it in the best way, and invest the effort of doing so. Thank you.